Only when you can do research and find facts should it be included. With my limited resources, I can't do that in this instance. I have the utmost respect for both parties. Both have been very helpful to us here at TV7, and I know both have a lot of pride in and concern for the Calhoun County area. So I don't speak for or against either party or their respective views. I would like to look at another side of this situation, however, one that doesn't appear to be dwelt on very heavily. That is, how does it affect us as a county or community? First of all, from looking at newspaper articles and listening to TV newscasts from other areas, I would say it sheds a negative light on us as a county because it points out conflicts rather than pointing out our positive areas. Secondly, it divides us as one group and their supporters square off against the other, which impedes progress in any situation, as a group in the middle is ultimately totally confused. So what needs to be done? Should we keep on going the way it has been, each trying to be the winner? I think not. Whatever happened to the basic? What's wrong with saying, yeah, I'm human, I'm not perfect, I have room for improvement? What's wrong with both parties coming together and saying, look, we have a problem. We haven't been approaching this problem productively. We're going to work it out together, make our hospital a better one, our community a better one, and our citizens better people by teaming up to work out our problems. And mainly, we're going to part as friends when it's all over and put it to rest once and for all. We'll all be better for it, or at least that's the way I see it. Today's letter is from Larry Gann, head football coach of the Vardaman Rams. The letter we received this week says, I am replying to the comments made by the TV7 announcers during the Vardaman and Ware playoff game. The statement was made that Vardaman has not had a winning team in the last 2 or 3 years. In the last 4 seasons, we have won the district championship twice, the Red Hills Classic Bowl game, and the Pontotoc Ridge Conference Championship. To win these championships has taken a great deal of work and dedication from our players. The comment made, evidently without any knowledge of our past success, was unfair to our players, fans, and coaches. Sincerely, Larry Gann, head football coach. Well, in response to this, Coach, let me say thank you, first of all, for bringing this error to our attention, and especially my attention as I was heading up the taping of the game that night and serving as lead announcer. I personally apologize for this error, though it was, I assure you, an unintentional one. In fact, I wasn't aware how the statement was worded in the broadcast until we received your letter. And certainly there was no intention to sound unfair to you, your players, or the fans. I think that is evidenced by all the positive statements made in that and other broadcasts of your games. In our own defense, however, and to clarify the statement, poorly worded though it was, let me say that the thought we were attempting to relate was that this year's Ram squad was the winningest in the last couple years or so as far as attempting to win the state championship. Again, I'm sorry it didn't come out the way I meant for it to. Of course, that happens to all of us at one time or another. As I understand it, this was the Rams' winningest season ever. In your letter, you stated the comment was made evidently without any knowledge of your past successes. That is partially true, but not fully. I am not familiar with a lengthy history of your program. I have watched the Rams with great interest, though, for the past couple of years or so, and I was aware that this was the best Ram team I've seen. That was the message I was attempting to relate, that you were much more of a winning team than I had seen, and I realize also that some of these players have matured into the winners they are. Again, I'm sorry it came out wrong. However, if you have noticed, and I'm sure you have, the conditions we work under at times during the games, not only at your school, but all the others, you surely can understand that it's a miracle we don't make more mistakes than we do. I assure you, however, and your players and fans, that I will strive never to make such a mistake again. Let me assure you also that I view you as being as good a coach as there is in this area. Also, the Vardaman fans have always treated us with extreme courtesy, and your players, win, lose, or draw in the games I've seen, have conducted themselves with true sportsmanship. And I hope we agree, Coach, that the marks of a true winner are as much the positive personal characteristics developed as the final score on any one scoreboard. You, sir, have achieved both, and I commend you and look forward with great anticipation to working with you in the future. And thanks for keeping me honest. Oh, by the way, Coach, let me know if I say something you like, too. I need the encouragement. Thanks for the letter.
Well, she's gonna see you.
See.
Was it on the wrong kind of light?
All right, it's recording at this moment. Our transmitter, which is located at the hill, is equal to 100 watts. It gives us the transmitter power output.
A temperature is the heated level of the body is measured by a calibrated mercury thermometer, like this one right here, and it goes by 2, it counts by 2. The average normal temperature of the human body is 98.6, ranging from 97 in the early morning hours to 99 in the evening. The temperature is usually taken by placing the thermometer under the tongue of an adult. A child's temperature is usually taken by rectal. Fevers ranging from 101 to 105 is common in many infections, and fevers above 105 are ominous. When temperature reaches this level, a doctor should be called. In severe illness shortly before death, the temperature may register from 107 to 109. In many instances, the fever is preceded by a chill. The person may feel cold and have shivers. The pulse rate is usually increased by 10 beats per minute, usually each degree that the temperature goes up. A temperature below 96 may indicate shock or collapse. A sustained fever is one in which the fever stays high throughout the 24 hours. The treatment of a fever depends upon the specific cause. Often the proper antibiotic for the condition will stop the fever rapidly. You know it's nasty.
This is 1100 Remington automatic shotgun, 12 gauge shotgun. It is used to hunt most any kind of small game, such as rabbits and squirrels and small birds that fly. I'm going to tell you the different parts of shotgun and tell you a little bit about it. This is a magazine cap. It's what holds the end of the magazine to keep the bullets from coming out whenever you load it. This is the fore-end pad. It's what you hold the gun up with whenever you start to shoot to keep the front of it from going to the ground. This is the magazine. It's where the shells are held before they're going to the chamber to shoot. Then you have the loading place. You load the shells from the bottom of the gun, and if you have a plug in it, it will just hold 3. But without the plug, you can put 5 shells in the gun. Then you have the trigger guard. The trigger guard keeps the trigger from getting broke off when you're going through the woods, and it's safety to help from pulling the trigger when not wanted. Then you have a safety. A safety is used when you're walking through the woods. You just click it on when you're ready to shoot and click it back off when you're not, so it won't fire unwanted. Then you have the stock. The stock is made of a piece of wood, and it and the butt plate fits against your shoulder and to keep it from kicking so hard. Then on top of the gun, you have a back sights. The back sights enable you to look down the barrel to tell what you're pointing at. Then you have a breech lock. It's what tightens up on the shell when it goes in the barrel. That's got the firing pin built in to make the shell explode. Then you got the barrel and the front sight. Front sight is a little bead that you put on whatever you want to shoot, looking between the sights so you can hit it. And then the muzzle is inside the barrel where the bullet comes out. The most popular shotguns that are used is the 14 gauge, the 12 gauge, 16 gauge, the 20 gauge, and the 10 gauge. The 12 gauge is probably the most used among adults, and the 14 gauge is among the younger kids.
It is a Yamaha guitar, which is usually very expensive next to the Martin. The guitar has frets, which is little metal strips that the fingers are pressed against to stop the strings, and the neck is curved to fit firmly against the palm to aid in chording the guitar. The guitar was made in the 1000 BC by Vincent Espanol, which he also developed the Spanish guitar. Most guitars have 6 strings, but there are a few that have 12. Many musicians use a capo, which is this little thing right here, which aids in chording notes in splats and sharps. There are several ways to make a chord. You can use the bar chords, which I can't make. I use the standard and most popular among the beginners who play guitar. The Martin guitar is one of the most expensive made guitars, and it is made out of dried wood, which has aged over several years. The Yamaha, is another one, is pretty expensive. They have several different types, and there is a lead guitar, which is used to pick out different songs and add something different to it instead of making everybody sit there and be bored when the player's up there. The thumb is used for the bass notes, and the 3 fingers on the right hand are used for the treble notes, which are lower.
Wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Stink a little bit. How did you get him, Jared?
You just caught it when you came.
There's no doubt the great white shark is the most feared and hated creature in the sea. This is a tooth I found. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina. It's approximately 3 inches long. It is a great white shark too. Pass this around. Pass it around, please. The shark has an evil reputation as being a demon, monster, which lives up like the film Jaws, a real awful creature. But sharks aren't really as dangerous as that. A great white, which that is, grows to a length of 20 feet. The world record is 36 feet. It's caught off the coast of Australia. A shark, a great white, is a rare shark, one of the rarest sharks. It does not come up to the beach normally, unless it's real hungry. It'll stay outside, out in the ocean, eat fish and stuff. And when it comes up to a beach, it's been a myth that they come up simply to find people. That's not true. They are hungry all the time. They always hunt to eat, and they do not get people just to eat people. Sharks are cannibals. They will eat each other. As a matter of fact, a mother shark will give birth and turn around and eat her own children if she's hungry. As a matter of fact, in the womb itself, the competition is so strong that the fetuses will fight one another just for food, for survival. The great white shark, weighs up to 7,000 pounds. And I'm going to pass out a newspaper article, and this is a tiger shark, which is 724 pounds. So you can see how 7,000 pounder would be. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to prevent possible shark attacks if you ever go to the beach. Ways to cut down the danger, increase your odds. Ways to prevent attack. First of all, don't swim at night. Now, this is romantic to go out and swim in the moonlight and all that stuff, but because sharks hunt all the time, and a lot of fish hunt at night because that's when they get their food. And the shark will be after those fish. And so if you're out there swimming around, they're going to get you. We'll get whatever they can get. And second, which is the main thing that stimulates a shark, is blood. If you're if you're bleeding, don't swim. Because a shark can smell 1 drop of blood in a mile radius. So if you're bleeding a lot, you're just about advertising there. And when you're swimming, people like to swim, they like to splash around in the water, throw stuff at each other and all that stuff. But you try to swim with as smooth as possible, because a shark is used to people thrashing around, things thrashing around. That's distress, signals distress, and they're going to home after that. If they see somebody swimming around just acting silly, then they'll probably go after them. And if you're in a boat, it kind of sounds silly, but just don't kick your legs over the side, because the shark's swimming underneath the boat. He's hunting. He's going to see that leg flapping around up there. He's going to go after it, just to get it. Now there are ways to kill sharks easily. Sharks have gills that are not like other fish. They have to swim at all times. They can't stop swimming. They can't swim backwards because they will drown. You see Jaws 3 backed up in the water with that. That does not work. And you can drown a shark by tying a rope around its tail and dragging it backwards. Fishermen would do that. Now, dolphins kill sharks by bottlenose dolphins will ram up against their gills. They will gather together the sharks in their area, and after their children, babies, they'll go after and bang them in the side of the head until they die. And in closing, I like to say that if you're ever fishing and swimming and you see a shark, the odds against attack are awful. I mean, they're not that good, because just you go out on the road and you see a car, doesn't mean the cars will come run you over. The odds against attack, you have a better odds. The odds of getting struck by lightning, I should say, is better than getting a shark attack. So if you get struck by, of course, that doesn't get struck by lightning. The odds are against it if you ever go to the beach or anything. Thank you, brother.
Because I'm having a hard time hearing the speaker at moments. Okay.
You in hard time?
Yeah, I will with you. Go ahead.
All right. Do you know that it was dangerous driving on holidays, that more people seem to get killed on holidays more than anything? And here that Christmas is coming up, that you pick up your paper and you will see that kids, teenagers, only in the 30s, they will be killed in car accident. Isn't that anybody can help, because on holidays, people seem to get out of school and they get off work. And the first thing they want to do is grab a Budweiser. Well, they grab their Budweiser and they going on the highway. And on down the highway, they begin to get a little high and they want to have a little fun. So they started driving fast and getting on the gas pedal. They might even try to pass around another car. And when they go to do this, they unaware of what they're doing, because they say they're having a good time. And next morning you pick up the paper, you might read that your best friend, or you might hear that he got killed. About 3 years ago, I lost one of my best friends. It was on Memorial Day, a day that I'll never forget. And I must have learned a lesson about it, because about 2 years after, I got on a motorcycle. It was this year, Memorial Day. And me and the buddy, I said, come on, buddy, let's ride. We're going to have a little fun. We were going on down the road, around about 70. And a bad tire blew out. I thought somebody was shooting. I said they were shooting at us. And just come to think that we had to be blessed when I got the motorbike. I said, God, I thank you, because we could have been killed running 70 miles per hour on a motorbike and the tire blew out there. You're supposed to wreck or something. And I just advise everyone to not go out this Christmas and call yourself partying and don't come back to school.